Hello gamers, and welcome back to some more WARNO content on my channel. The NEY update has arrived, named after the Napoleonic Marshal, and it brings a 10v10 map and also two new divisions, one of them being the 8th Infantry Division, and that's what we're going to take a look at. And it's a mechanized division. Let's look at the activation slots first. Decent activation for logistics, very good activation slots obviously for infantry. Artillery decent, 3 very cheap slots. Tank obviously not that great with regards to slots. Recon only okay. AA decent. Helicopters in 3 slots basically, and one more expensive slot. And some more slots here than for the tank division, so pretty cool. Now, it's very easy to compare, to take a look at the new units, because there's a new feature. Down here at the bottom right you can see, when I've selected a unit, it'll show me all the divisions it's in. This is a super cool feature and would be cool for Skill Division 2 as well. So as you can see, no new units here. So you get your supply vehicles, you get your command vehicles, supply helicopter and command helicopter, which can be really cool. Infantry, I won't go into price changes, because I think some stuff might be cheaper. I think the Iltis, for example, might be cheaper. I'm not quite sure, and I think the other military police came in the mud, but I'm not 100% sure. Then you get obviously your anti-tank rocket launcher, military police. One of my favorite units. You get engineer leaders, engineers flash, and 3 cards of engineer dragoons. First new unit, really cool, Heimatschützen. So it's like a home defense force. Do they have accurate? Yeah, look at that. They've got their, we call it French fries, like their pommes, their chips. But it should be a straight line actually, at least nowadays. I'm not sure about 89, but I think it should be a straight line. And very theoretically they should have like a leader with a higher rank. So Heimatschützen, new unit, you get 11 strength, which is more than you get with, for example, the arrow rifles, only 10. You get the G3 and the MG3. The MG3 actually has worse stats than the medium machine gun, the M60. I'm not sure why that is. It's overall worse. The Panzerfaust is slightly better though, in particular because of the range compared to the American anti-tank rocket launcher, I'd say. 705 meters as opposed to just 530. Also accuracy is way better. So but wait a second, maybe they are currently upvetted. No, they are not. So really good accuracy also with the G3 rifles. Pretty cool. Then you get Jägerführer, and obviously I'm a bit biased, I'm a Jäger myself in the army. Home defense force basically. And but I never shot a G3, this is before my time. And I never shot a Panzerfaust or something like that. At least not yet. So yeah, you got your Jägerführer. This is going to be my go-to unit because I'm biased. And my even more go-to unit is going to be the Jäger Infantry Squad. You also get 11 guys, but again only 1 MG3. It's the same price as the arrow rifles, so you get more assault rifle ammunition, which is cool. My guess kind of is, you get currently, at least, obviously everything is subject to change because it's early access. You get only 1 medium machine gun, and instead of 2, it's also slightly worse, but at least currently you get a better anti-tank weapon with more penetration and better range. Yeah, it comes in the Unimog, which is I think part of Mercedes, and And yeah, really cool dudes. And what I like is, I mean, they've got their rank. Obviously someone should have a higher rank and lead the squad. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 guys, so that's pretty accurate. 1 MG and 1 Panzerfaust is also pretty accurate, actually, still today. And some of the guys, it varies, I think, because before, yeah, it varies. Some of the guys have the Green Beret, which is the Green Berets for Jäger troops, and they have the emblem here for the Jäger. I've got one as well, and yeah, it's your insignia basically. It's an oak leaf, so I really like that. I will bring obviously all of them. Then you get mech rifles, and then a mech rifles law with a anti-tank rocket. They are new because previously you had the mech rifles with the dragon, and let's see, the dragons, the law squad is slightly cheaper. It's also, both of them are actually 11 guys, so actually it's the same as the Jäger and the Heimatschützen. Yeah, the range is not very good on them for the anti-tank rocket, and the yeah, same support weapon. Well, 3 for the mech rifles and only 2 light machine guns for the mech rifles law. So yeah, I think that you would want to go for the mech rifle squad, I'd say, and not the law one. Now, also when you compare these guys, 15 points difference is not that much in my opinion, but I will still go for the Jäger. Yeah, and obviously the advantage with the arrow rifles is that they come in a helicopter. Yeah, so Jäger unit is like a cheapish mech rifles unit, you could possibly say. Nevertheless, it's cool. Artillery tab. This mortar is new. Difference being, what would be the difference? The range of the mortar is worse, but it's much cheaper. Obviously the 81mm mortar, which is like in Steel Division 2, also deals less damage. But I think this is a very interesting option if you want to put it behind your lines, and 5 kilometers is still quite the range. Also, this is new, the M110A2. Difference being much better range. So here the new unit is actually better than the old one, but it lacks the heavy machine gun, but you don't need it because you're even further behind enemy lines ideally. It's also way more expensive, and I'm not sure if it's worth it for the extra bang. Maybe it is. You also get the MLIs that we already know, but you only get the HE variant and not the cluster bomb variant. Here we've got the new Patton tank, M60A3 Patton. It's a command vehicle for a decent price, 195. It's way cheaper than the Abrams command vehicle that we've got here. It's also a new variant. And there's a normal Patton tank. Is there any difference but the commands? No. Let's take a look at the availability. They have to come double weighted. You get 3 of the Abrams, you only get 1. And yeah, you get lots of the Pattons. So the Patton, I think, can be really interesting. This is a really cheap tank, which is cool. The Patton is even cheaper though. worse front armor, but the front armor with 13 is still not very good anyway. And the Patton has the better range. Personally, I would actually favor the Patton with the better range, despite the worse damage of the tank gun. It's an HE tank gun, but the Patton actually does have penetration of 13, which is enough for side shots for sure. And nothing new here with those rocket missile units. Yeah, and the M1 Abrams, 2 Orions, command vehicle and not command vehicle, and then there's the M1A1, that's the one you had before, the main battle tank as well, which is excellent, and this has obviously the way better penetration, so this is still the best choice when it comes to the bang for the buck. I'm not sure. If you are going for ambushes and stuff, I think the Patton can be really good. Put it on both sides, and then everything that comes in the middle you can destroy. Now Recon, Scouts and Rangers. This is interesting. They can only come in and in a helicopter. Very nice. This obviously increases the price quite a bit, but I think it's an interesting option. And can you not bring them on foot any longer? Or can you only bring these scouts on foot? I think it's been changed, because you could bring units on foot and then you could forward deploy them, and in a vehicle you could not forward deploy them, I think. So that's a change here. And they actually do have an anti-tank rocket with 19 penetration, 705 meter range. If you land them behind enemy lines somewhere, I think this can be fun. Also, they've got lots of vision, obviously, can spot for your artillery, so really cool. I like this unit. You've got a Recon Jeep, which I think can be really good as well, because availability, single vetted is 8, which is pretty damn good. And you can use that to accompany your tanks in a swift manner. Yeah, is that the Bradley, right? Sort of. AKF ground-to-ground missiles, 15 penetration, and then anti-tank rocket launchers for the other one. Very decent. Yeah. Scouting vehicles also quite cheap with 55 points. The Bradley is, I think, or at least used to be 110. Let's check the current price of the Bradley. 135. Holy cow. Obviously there's quite the difference in, but still 15 penetration, 3, yeah, with the ground-to-ground missiles, obviously this is really good, and these ground-to-ground missiles are worse, but I think that this is nice alternatives to the Bradley, especially if you consider the price tag. Yeah, here we go again. Oh, create, sorry. I need to click here. 8th Infantry. Yeah, so very, very nice options here in the Recon tab. You get a Scout and a Kiowa as well. The Kiowa is, I think, a very good unit, because the price is okay and you get lots of vision and you get nice ground-to-ground missiles. Obviously you're vulnerable to air. Yeah. Here's another new unit, a German AA infantry squad. Interesting, with a red eye. Never heard of that. The first, single man used AA weapon, I believe, at least in Germany, was the Fliegerfaust in during World War II, but it was not super effective. But this seems to be doing well against helicopter and aircraft. Let's compare it to this. In what do they come? ILTIS as well, only the ILTIS. I think the current model is called Wolf that's being used still. Are there any differences? They've got the Stinger, they've got the Red Eye. It's only 4 rockets for the German troops. And I'd say that the submachine gun is potentially worse. Rate of fire the same, accuracy is terrible. So yeah. And the price difference is 5. And you get... And the ILTIS is even more expensive. So possibly the ILTIS is faster than the... sorry, the ILTIS, and yeah, that's the ILTIS as well. It's both the ILTIS, and in both cases it's... Yeah, it's a different model a little bit. But same price, that's a bit weird. I think maybe work in progress a little bit. And I think that the price difference, only 5 points less, is not enough to actually make the German unit viable, I'd say, when you've got 5 Stinger cards. You could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Stingers in your deck. Then you've got the Chaparral, you've got the Pivots, and you've got the AA helicopter, already known from the other division. Helicopter tab is a bit empty. I mean, you get lots of cards, but the options are less. You get the AH-1F Cobra with it's got some Hydras, anti air-to-ground rockets, high explosive, but also AT, even though there's no penetration value. You get the Gatling, so that's cool. And your other yacht, it's only 60 points, so it has to come double vetted though, so only 2 units per card. And the Tow Cobra, again, if you look at the difference, yeah, it's got the Hydras as well, less of them, but it's got the 20 penetration, which is so juicy against enemy tanks. Air tab, some German fighters here with the Luftwaffe insignia. Very, very nice. Alpha Jet A. Unguided bomb, 2 of them. Decent, and some air-to-air missiles. So a very basic, very cheap HE fighter with AA capabilities. Speed is 702 kilometers, so not that bad. And you get a napalm version of it as well. Unguided bombs and air-to-air. I think that in the other American division, you had planes with bombs but without air-to-air. So this is actually quite nice. Then you get the Raven, and this is like a proper bird. It's got anti-radar missiles. Yeah, and if you play against someone who has radar, AA, this is obviously your go-to unit. You get the Cluster Bomber F-16C. It's got the Gatling, unguided bombs, and air-to-air missiles. 9 penetration only though. So, you need to get those side shots. Possibly you need to manually do some stuff with them. And it's only 2 bombs. So you possibly have to micro it a bit. Then you get, is that a new one as well? Yes, it's a new one. And the Raven is also new. These guys are not new. So just take a look at the other videos. Quite expensive. Unguided bombs, yeah. HE variant, and they are quite slow. How fast is this one? This one is super fast. And the Raven is also very, very, very fast. And you get the F-16C Fighting Falcon, Gatling, air-to-air, semi-active radar, and fire and forget. So if you want to take down a plane or a helicopter. Only this rocket is against helicopters. Fantastic unit. Exceptional agility, 30% ECM, very nice stuff. And then you get an F-111F. And yeah, this is just unguided bombs, but it's 12 of them. So if you need to stop infantry, go for this one, or very light vehicles. Potentially go for the napalm bombs instead, considering the price tag, but you're not as fast by far with this one. And not only not fast in, but also not fast out. Accuracy is also better. Yeah. So this is the deck. I'm definitely going to build one because of the Jäger cards, and it's going to be my unit till my division till the next update, which I think, or major update milestone, which I think will bring two German divisions as well. Thanks a lot for watching. Until then, bye for now.